Blade length is about 6 inches. It has a textured Kraton coated handle. It weighs 8.2 ounces, and you see it is a partial hollow grind. This is the Mai III steel version. They also have a cheaper version that's AUS 8. The Mai III has a VG1 core, so the edge is VG1. And then the steel on the sides of the knife is a softer steel in order to give the blade more give under lateral force. That'll cause it to bend very slightly as opposed to breaking catastrophically under a lot of force. Right? So that's the Mai III. The price tag on this kind of varies. I've had this for a while, right? So when I bought it, it was around $100, but as with many knives I review, the price seems to be steadily increasing. So if you want one, it would be good to get one as soon as possible. I don't know if they're discontinuing it or if they just only produce a few of these. All right, but yeah, $100 is a baseline price. All right, here you see a close-up of the blade. This is not going to be a full review. Okay, this is just an overview that's been requested by several people because this is more of an outdoors type knife. All right, so I have some buddies that specialize in testing this sort of knife, so I'll include some links. All right, but let me just show you the features. Pretty impressive blade. All right, partial hollow grind. Let's test initial sharpness. All right, that paper just leaps off. I mean, no effort at all. Super clean cuts, very high initial sharpness, and I'm definitely going to try to find some links to some torture testing, right? But as far as just out of the box sharpness, you saw that it's the VG1 core is sharp. Now, many people will say that the partial hollow grind is not ideal for some of the tougher chores, like for example chopping or batoning. And I'm going to agree with those people. It is not, it's not the strongest type of grind by any means. Like the saber grind on the K-bar or the convexed grind on a Fallkniven is definitely just structurally stronger than this. You see it says, made in Japan. Right, so it is one of Cold Steel's, you could say, more higher end production fixed blades. See the lanyard hole there, and you can see the texturing on the Kraton coated handle, right? And the overall, the thickness of the spine is pretty good. It is pretty sturdy for what it is. All right, and let me show you the sheath real quick. You can see it's the standard Cold Steel Secure X sheath. It has the eyelets all around, as well as the slots, so you can lash it to a pack or whatever you want. And you see that is the belt loop right there. All right, and it is a horizontal retaining strap with a button closure. All right, now as far as locking it in, you see there, you heard the click. It locks in. This is the knife in the sheath. All right. It retains it securely and silently, even without closing the strap. All right, and as far as deploying it, push off with your thumb. And it is a little tight, but not too tight. Alright, so that's the sheath. Alright, so we have here a 6-inch blade length partial hollow grind design, classic clip point with a swedge. And if you're wondering what this would be comparable to, it would be, fairly comparable to something like this. The SOG, the SOG Bowie. Right, see that there. Just a little size comparison. All right, and these would be roughly comparable in terms of their mission, their role, as well as the blade length. Right, the Mai steel is better than the AUS 8 on the SOG, but in general, these are comparable knives, both partial hollow grinds. This one is a little bit tougher, it's a little bit thicker overall, And the tip looks stronger, obviously. Alright, so that was just a quick overview. You know, if you want a general summary, this knife would be good for some outdoor stuff, but I really wouldn't want to do chopping and batoning. I know it can do that. I'm not saying you couldn't. I'm just saying, you know, I have a Fallkniven knife that I would definitely use for those type of tasks because it has a convex edge. Alright, so it's a good knife, but it's not like the ultimate. Obviously, if you're willing to pay more, you know, you can get something better, but it's still very impressive for the price. Right, and you might be thinking, okay, so that's, you know, that's the outdoor use, but what about if you're like a soldier and maybe you want like a mid-sized combat utility? What about the combat part? Well, I think it would function very well if you're worried about that last-ditch hand-to-hand eventuality. Good penetration. It's a sturdy blade, has some weight to it, nice slashing belly. Nice slicing, you know, for some filleting, some slitting. So overall, yeah, I think it would work if you prefer a 6-inch blade for your combat utility. It would serve. Alright, YouTube, hope you enjoyed just the quick overview. This pretty impressive looking blade from Cold Steel. And I am out of here, guys. Peace out.